It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night, I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright.
Alright, what's up, Internet World? My name is David.
And I'm David.
And this is
Days of Our Lives. Today we have a regular guest. Nothing special about him, just good old Nick. Nicholas. Okay, a good place to start is by sharing the fact that Nick has... Is it your most recent one?
Yeah, my most recent one.
Your most recent one, which is about...
Posters or phrases I hear people say that are either kind of stupid or the advice comes from some kind of intent, like malice behind it.
Okay. Nick talked about a poster that we've all kind of been annoyed by, and it's like, on one side of the poster it's like what they used to have and then what they have today, and they're trying to make
They're basically trying to say that things have like gotten worse,
yeah,
which is really ridiculous. But some of the time they cherry pick the best things from the past and then compare them to shitty things from the present. But sometimes they don't even do that. Like, there was a poster that said, we used to have Aaron Carter and now they have Justin Bieber. That is the exact same shit.
Yeah, they're just like, well, we used to have Lizzie McGuire, now we have Hannah Montana. Like, you're basically making an argument that nothing's changed. You're trying to make it seem like things have gotten so much worse. This poster they're talking about is like the same thing. Like, the quality of these things is the same. You're just like picking it from your past because you think it's good, where it really isn't the case.
Yeah,
that was probably one of the worst posters I've seen.
And it's fine if you say that I enjoy these things from the past more so than the present, because I think a lot of us do really like the era that we grew up in a little bit more. But when you go on to say that it's not as good and that people are getting dumber, like, not only is that not true, that just makes you sound like a pretentious douchebag.
Yeah.
Is Justin Bieber really the same thing as Aaron Carter?
Why are you asking us this?
It is exactly the same thing. If
No,
not
I already
worse.
answered it on my post.
I think
They already
it's-
know what. Plus, if I tell them what I think, they're not going to read the post. So I can be done. It's like,
I think in a way Aaron Carter was worse because he was trying to be this like 13-year-old white rapper and edgy.
Oh yeah, that was true.
I wanted to bitch about people bitching about things. It's really annoying. Another thing that me and David have been complaining a lot about is people complaining about how stupid people are.
Never attribute equality to a group that you wouldn't attribute to yourself.
I've never heard that saying, but I like it.
I've heard it somewhere. I can't remember where. Basically, if you're not willing to group we're all part of the society. If you're not willing to group yourself in to that stupid category,
Yeah.
then you have no business telling everybody else is stupid.
I think more people need to just like we were talking about before, surround yourself with positive people and stop complaining about things and just taking action.
It's not like you should never feel negative or say anything negative about anything. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, like, be constructive about it, and there's no point in thinking everyone is stupider than you.
Yeah.
Or people have worse
Because
taste.
people probably think you're stupid. And you probably are stupid.
We're stupid?
We're stupid too.
I can't really.
Nobody
Like,
thinks
before we
that's
came
bad.
in, we were talking about how, like, me and David, I don't know how it is for you, Nick, but, like, me and David do really well when it comes to, like, social sciences, like sociology or psychology, anthropology, like, all those sorts of
I
things.
get better with like English
History.
and like...
Yeah, like, we all have our own strengths, but then, like, put us in a math classroom and we're so fucking stupid. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, we all have, like, our own areas of intelligence, and even people who aren't smart in, like, any, like, academic discipline, like, knowing how to work on a car, that's intelligence right there.
Yeah.
Or having social awareness and, like, knowing how to interact with people, like, that level of charisma, that's intelligence right there, like, social intelligence. So everyone really does have their own strengths and weaknesses, and it's not like they're just born with these strengths and weaknesses, but that's, like, something that they work on and accumulate throughout their life.
Hey, audience, would you like to tell us what would you say your specialty is?
Tell us in the comments section. but don't, like, rush too much, or else there's going to be so many people commenting that, like, the video page is going to just, like, overload. So if the third of you could be really, like, civil in commenting, we'd really appreciate that.
With what David was talking about, I also think that that's a good time to bring up that whole thing about complaining about common sense. Because whatever you value as being intelligence doesn't apply to everybody, and you probably don't have common sense in what somebody else would put value in having intelligence in. So it's just such an arbitrary thing to say.
Yeah, and like think of it like this way. Like, would you say any of your friends or family that you care about are complete idiots? Like, you probably, hopefully wouldn't. I mean, there are definitely some idiots sprinkled in there, don't get me wrong. But you wouldn't say like everyone around you is a complete idiot. And yet you say like everyone other than the people that you know is a complete idiot. Like, how do you come to that conclusion without knowing everyone in the world, or in the more likely scenario, just being completely full of shit?
Just like, just don't be around those people. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not stupid people. There's plenty of stupid people. But like, you're constantly complaining about it, and you're probably lumped into that group most likely, in some way or another. Like, I don't know, if you get a bunch of math people together, they're probably talking about me.
Yeah, it's like, can you believe that David guy? What a dumb shit.
So you didn't even know that you're supposed to do this to solve the equation?
You don't even know what the hypotenuse of the triangle is,
Like,
man.
doesn't he have common sense? Obviously, you're supposed to carry the two.
And also, I think another problem, and I am a huge nerd, but I think a huge problem is like a lot of like introverts go from, because society does like shit on introverts.
It's
but,
really
like,
annoying.
Yeah, like society really does like look down on introverts, but a lot of introverts, instead of thinking like, hey, like I'm just as good as like any extrovert, they instead kind of form this like pretentious, like I'm better than everyone.
They just don't understand me.
Yeah, exactly. Like the fact that like the fact that like society looks down on them, they instead say like, hey, that's just because I'm better than them, and like. Again, like, because they're introverts, like, they're not going to get called out, and they're not going to get called out on their bullshit because they don't talk to anyone else, and, like, that, about these kind of, like, serious things, and that's part of the reason why they sort of just stew in that, like, bullshit pot of negativity.
Though if you are one of those outgoing people, nothing annoys a quiet person more than you asking them why they don't talk.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. Well, that's the show, everybody. I hope you liked it.
It looks like we've reached Dave's end.